what's up? This is a N.S.C. podcast. Just a little thing about us. If you're not familiar, we're a band called Radkey. We're two of the members. Isaiah Radkey, bassist.
I'm Solomon Radkey, drummer.
And we're homeschooled brothers from Missouri, St. Joseph, Missouri. And we pretty much spent our whole lives, or a lot of our lives, just homeschooling and playing video games and just watching anime and just being nerds. And after a while, we just, the School of Rock, the movie School of Rock, really inspired us to kind of want to start a band. I feel like it would make any young persons want to start a rock band. And then a lot of the music from that movie our dad had in his record collection, and then we pretty much listen to that kind of music all the time. And
now we've been doing the band thing for 10 years now, so
10 years. Yeah, we've got albums up there. They're kind of covered up with comics and stuff, because honestly, we're just gonna remake kind of what Saul and I have in the morning, which is we wake up and we talk about just life, and we tell stories and revisit things, and we just feel fuck it, we'll just do a podcast. I mean, there's a lot of shit going on and we have a lot of free time, so we might as well just kind of connect or whatever. So let me start real quick. I'm just gonna let off some steam, because I was already super nervous when I had to do this interview with Sirius, and it was a live interview, and it was about black people and rock music, and how it's just not widely known that black people even like rock music, and some people consider it to be a white genre. And basically, I'm supposed to be the guy. I'm the black rock band guy. And we were doing the interview with someone else who wrote an article. Let me check here. Her name was Erica Campbell, and she did a really awesome article for Paste. And I read it, and she's a lot like us. She grew up on Weezer and Foo Fighters and stuff. So
awesome.
Yeah, so basically, I'm just okay, cool. She's wrote a whole article. She's super articulate. She's doing the interview, and she's hitting all the things. And I'm just sitting there my heart's just because I don't want to sound stupid. I'm not articulate, So, but I'm still I'm trying to be, I guess got to get all the points in, and not. Because I can get jumbled, I can be nervous and be fumbling my shit and just seem like an idiot, and I really wanted to do good, so super nerve-wracking. Got it done. It was on Sirius XM. I just, I didn't want to flub and be an idiot, oops, shouldn't have got him. Shouldn't have got that guy from the rock band, the actual rock band that's going on, But yeah, I feel like it was fun. So I just want to talk about how just heart racing the whole time. I don't know if you can see the interview, but oh my goodness. I thought I might black out. I was scared. I was I thought things might get weird, but yeah. Pretty weird shit. But we're here to talk about something kind of crazy that happened in the video game industry. Xbox released their Halo Infinite and Xbox Series X thing, and I mean, we've been calling it for a minute ever since Xbox bought all those third-party things. The Obsidian, that's the one I can really think of right now. Basically, that they're gonna give them a bunch of money to make the greatest games ever. And it seems like that's really happening. Halo Infinite looks insane.
And it was nice how right off the bat they just showed you what it was. They didn't make you watch 5 minutes of cutscene or anything. It started with something, but it wasn't too much. It was nice to just get some straight up gameplay for it. It was really surprising.
Yep, see how smooth it moves.
Yep.
And oh man, the music, Master Chief sounds really Master Chief. He's chill. He's got his he's got it vibe, and then just the straight gameplay. I mean, right off the bat, the graphics for one are incredible. I don't even think that they're fully done yet, but here's something interesting. People are starting to say that the graphics aren't good, and it's just okay, It looks like a really, really tight video
It's
game.
amazing.
And yeah, think of how good Fortnite runs, okay? Look at the graphics. Okay, Final Fantasy XIV tried to do insane graphics in a full MMO and make it work, and it crashed everything. So they had to tone the graphics down, make them just super crispy, tight, bright, and then now it runs perfectly. So Halo Infinite looks incredible, and you know it's going to run crazy.
Also, I'm pretty sure they're trying to have split screen back in the game, so I'm happy with anything you have to do to get that back.
Yep, man, that trailer was the music.
Yep.
The music. What time would you say that is? Halo 3, 1 and 3 mixed?
I want to say it was 3, but I've only watched the thing twice, so I could just be wrong about it. But yeah,
I like the element of a guy. I don't even know. Is he part of the army? I don't know what his deal is, but I hope it's not too much like Last of Us or something like that, where he's gonna be following you around the whole time. Because I kind of want to be alone, like Halo 1.
The trailer gives me the vibe that he's gonna be leaving that guy most times. Like it didn't give me the impression of like you're protecting this guy. Like that'd be so bad.
Give me one of those guns. He's mad at him. He's gonna be mad at you kind of the whole time.
He rushes in.
You.
Yeah. Yeah. No thanks.
Oh man.
Yeah, but yeah, it looks.
He's
amazing.
the new Cortana.
And just it's nice to see the story. I'm sold on it just from that trailer. Like
we're back to the elites and brutes.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, because the brutes are horribly hard to fight.
Yep.
And I even see those spike grenades, like the ones you.
I was just thinking, like when he left the ship, please be Covenant. It's
and
like
they're just like wandering around.
Like,
it's like and then you got the grappling hook, and then you're just running around seeing random little grunts.
I'm fine if with knights as far as the Promethean, the Foreigners, whatever they are, go. But I don't want the dog things. Please don't. It's nice not seeing any of that.
Give me some of the guns, but don't give me too many fucking dogs. I'm sorry. I like them in Halo 4. They're fun to pop them. Like, bing, 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 little headshots and whatever, but Halo 5, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna double check the camera. But yeah, man. Halo's looking insane. Now, there's rumor, I haven't clicked on a video yet, but that this could be the last Halo. I don't know who said that. I know it was an IGN video, but it could be just speculation, but it's called Halo Infinite, like you were saying.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know, but yeah.
It looks crispy as fuck. I can't see it ever, because think, Fortnite's just going to keep going. Because the graphics are awesome, and they are what they are. And here's my point. I love video games that look like video games. I don't want everything to look like fucking... Last of Us 2 is what it looks like when everything looks real in violent games. It's kind of intense. I want it to look like a video game, like Halo Combat Evolved. I like violence. I enjoy violent games. Gears of War, but Gears of War's got it's a little cartoony. That's what makes it fun. Now, people's dogging on the
I think, the
graphics. It's like, dude, the crispy. And then the frame rate's going to be insane. Oh man, come on. It looks amazing. It looks like Halo.
Yeah. Yeah, but I couldn't really find... I feel like I'd be nitpicking if I tried to find something about it that was...
And I don't know if it's done. You know what I mean? It looks pretty, amazing. But, some of the Halo 5 stuff, the character models, whatever they did to it, some of the backgrounds looked a little, GameCube-y, just because we were spending so much time on, looking at our arms and other Spartans, I want to meet in the middle on the graphics and make it look more like Halo 2, Halo 3,
Which is how, it's nice seeing Master Chief's armor look, light again. It's not all dark.
See, because Combat Evolved always made me think of, N64 kind of level of fun. So bright colors, Xbox really is awesome with that kind of stuff. And Halo was always, a fun, Halo Combat Evolved was a little free. I didn't mind 2 being a little linear because you had a bunch of cool set pieces and stuff and boss battle experimentation. And 3 meets everything perfectly. Reach is obviously insane. That back in the day was the modern Halo kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Added the little tweaks to it that were really cool.
Yeah, even
4 took it maybe a little far.
Yeah, it's Halo Reach was awesome, but it did start the rabbit hole of adding too many things to it. Like, it's just nice seeing this. It looks like there's not much of that stuff, like the Spartan slamming.
Yeah.
Like Halo 5.
I just want to throw perfectly timed sticky grenades. I want to use that automatic DMR thing or whatever that is. Oh man, I can't wait to use the grappling hook. I want to grapple those exploding things and throw them, or maybe throw it and have a friend shoot it and it explodes on it. Like, what the fuck's gonna happen?
I just picture like zooming up with the shotgun on stuff. That's
it's like a sword. You could have a sword shotgun, pretty much. You could zoom up and have one shot. Oh, even that Mauler. Give me that Mauler. Oh.
Yep, I thought all the guns look pretty cool on
Hell yeah, man. Something funny. Saul and I always talk about Star Wars. Saul, pure hatred for the new movies. I don't like Last Jedi, but I love Rian Johnson, and I really wanted him to do an amazing Star Wars, and I think that there were some pieces of it that I definitely like two little pieces I enjoy, and I enjoy some of the visuals and some of the vibe, and you know quite a bit of the thing. I just don't like the story. I don't like the characters. I don't like everything about that universe. So like, I just like Rian Johnson. I think he did what he could with all the Disney stuff, but it's really funny. John Boyega said that someone had a comment like, I just want to see Finn in like a Return of the Jedi style black outfit, which of course it's got to be a black outfit, and with a green lightsaber, and just as a Jedi, and he's just put like LOL, no thank you. So how do you feel? What would you say? Like raw feelings, like you don't even have to be on his side. Like what's the honest opinion on just shitting on that? Pretty much.
Man, that just proves it right there. Like how, That sums it up so well.
LOL,
that response. Like, I feel like that's how much people want more of those movies or
Even
stories.
he doesn't
just
want it.
LOL, no thanks. It's like,
Yeah, because it's just like, dude, I had 3 movies to fucking get a lightsaber. Fuck it. You know, whatever.
Yeah, they really...
You fucked me out of it. It is what it is. Oh, God. Yeah, so pretty much... We've been, music business is just not going right now. Shows, we'll see when we can have them again. Everyone's just wondering what's going on. We're playing streams whenever we can. We've got our Patreon rolling. We're trying to pretty much make a bunch of content because we've always wanted to make fun content. We've always wanted to do video game reviews. We just play video games. We've written songs about video games, like N.S.C has a bunch of Persona 4, and we talk about video games a lot, and we play video games constantly. So once all that Twitch stuff started, it was just kind of like, wow, like we should, we are constantly playing video games anyways. Like maybe we find a way to, we're always talking about how we feel about them, so maybe we find a way to get our opinions out there a little bit, because we really go way back. Like that's all we did back in the day. The homeschooling, like Mario 64, Harvest Moon 64. Harvest Moon, holy shit. Harvest Moon, I would just recommend everyone play in Story of Seasons if you have to play that. That's what it's under now. But being homeschooled and playing Harvest Moon and being able to like get married and like have a kid and like live a full real life like in a game, holy crap. Like it responsibilities, like waking up on time, not staying up too late because you lose sleep and can't water your plants. Let your kids play it. It's so good. Like, and it's really fun. Like maybe you get really addicted to it though. Maybe be careful in the kids, but it's so much fun, and it's oh my god, we grew up on it. We're gonna drop the name Dan every once in a while, just so you know that's our uncle, our dad's brother, twin brother Dan. I want to say he brought it into the family, Harvest Moon, and then it just spread so hard. Like at some point, we got Dan's Nintendo 64.
Yeah, because that's Mario 64 as well.
His Mario 64, his
which
Harvest Moon, which was like, what is that?
We of course, for some reason, deleted the file that had all the stuff on Mario 64, and
Yoshi
we still
on top.
haven't gotten that back. So.
Nope. Yep, he had all the stars. And first video game experience ever. I don't remember how old I was. I had to be like 5 or some shit. And I remember Dad and I were cleaning up. It was back in St. Joe, and we were cleaning up this entertainment center. We called it as kids the Aimentainment Center, and and I saw this gray thing that just looked. I've never seen anything like it in my life, and I was like, What's that, Dad?" And he just ended up. I don't know if he really said anything, but he just pulled it out, and next thing you know, I remember we were playing that game, Activision Classics, and we were playing the Freeway game, and I'll just never forget that memory of like, whoa, this is what? Holy shit. But the first time I played Mario 64 was at Dad's sister's house, and I played Mario 64, and I was like, this was the first 3D game ever, first time I'd ever played N64. This is a little before Dan gave us his, and the impression, I still see what it was to me in my head, and it was the Bob-omb level, and obviously it looked like a Toy Story graphics level, you know, obviously because you're a kid, and I remember running around and being like, whoa, you can do anything, and then I didn't get to play for too long, but I went home, and the game looked different in my head. It looked like the game looked exactly like the Mario Milk commercial. You know what? That commercial?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Just because that was what I had. So then the game is GameCube graphics in my head already. So I'm thinking, next time I play Mario 64, I'm going to jump over that gate thing you can't get across, you know, that's in that level. I was like, I'm going to jump over that, because obviously I'm going to explore. I thought that the bouncing balls were actually all over the level, and maybe you can jump on one. Insane. Yeah. The video games really, really, really are. It's like you could say we love it equally as much as music, almost. Maybe almost. Yeah, because once you start playing tours and you're left home in this, and then you're playing video games for so long, and there's no option to even play music, you're like, no, it's actually, maybe it's third. But hey, it's high up on the list. But yeah, fucking video games. We're gonna be talking about them a lot.
Not speaking of video games, but we finished recording our new album recently as well. Like,
yep. We can talk about that a little bit. Like, we've been listening to a lot of like classic rock and like things like the Who and the Beatles, and we've been actually digging super deep. Solomon mostly into the Beatles solo career, like, and we're like a Paul McCartney family, Wings, Paul McCartney. We've been digging into the George Harrison, John Lennon, but mostly Saul. Like you've been doing it. Yeah. I just brought the "Got My Mind Set on You" song in, and then, you know.
Yeah. I heard that George Harrison song, and then like it made me think, man, what if I dive into like the other Beatles solo stuff? Because like Paul McCartney's stuff was my favorite without really giving the other stuff a chance, really. Like, but man, I don't know which one would be my favorite after I spend like a bunch of time with all of it. Because
musical geniuses making their own music. I don't know why it took us so long to just dig into that. Because even the George Harrison documentary, you're like, man, there's some bangers in this, and you just don't catch the titles sometimes. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Saul's just been diving. Saul's basically, I mean, since he's been getting a little bored of the video game stuff, pretty much has had a constant stream of Beatles things going, and it just, you know, we always listen to all kinds of music, but we've just been listening to like lots of classic stuff, like. And I've been listening to crazy amounts of hip-hop, like, you know, Tribe Called Quest, Tyler, the Creator, listen to, like, you know, stuff like Frank Ocean, Wu-Tang Clan. I've been doing all kinds of crazy, like, deep research into lots of music. And then, like, I'll play, like, you know, new music videos just to get some time listening to new music. You know, obviously I don't like it all, but there's a lot of awesome, crazy good pop music out there. Like, I heard a Weeknd song for the first time, like, I feel like such a loser because I feel like I heard this band called The Weeknd. You know what I mean? Like, that was kind of cool. You know, there's a song about tripping on hallucinogenics. That was kind of like, I was like, nice. That's relatable. You know, fun. Spending some time just looking at stuff. You know what's fun though? Rock Block. MTV will play Rock Block. Oh my god, they'll play music videos everything, from the police to like Nickelback.
I heard.
So you'll just be hanging out and just getting hit.
It surprised me. I heard Police playing when I was making coffee, and I was like, he's just listening to Spotify. And I came in, it's like, it's on the music video channel.
There's
yeah,
an
that
MTV
surprised
classic.
me.
Yeah, there's Rock Block, and you can put it on. But it's
nice
a ride. It's from 2000s. Like there's Evanescence came on after Police. It's like, what's going on? It's such a ride. If you just put it on one of those MTV music video things, you can switch to the current music and then switch to like Rock Block or whatever. They can have like 80s like. That MTV Classic switches around, but oh my goodness, it's such a ride. If you're just like, oh my god, then you're like into the Police, and then you're hearing like, oh, Evanescence, I remember Evanescence. Yeah, good times. You're calling out like the years. It's good. I'd recommend it if you're waking up, hanging out, just chilling. Another thing about Xbox, real quick. It was crazy. Because we missed out on the beginning of this console generation that we are playing now, PS4, Xbox One. Not all the way, because we bought a Wii U. We're those guys.
Oh no, yeah, we had a Wii U before an Xbox One or the PS4.
And for a long time, because at that time, we were at a place in life where you had to like make a hard decision about your console. And for us, it's like, well, Smash Brothers is going to be coming out. And I can't live a life where I don't have Smash Brothers.
Easy transition of putting your virtual console games from the Wii into the Wii U.
Your Wii goes inside the fucking Wii U.
And it was
no-brainer.
I think it was just like $300 something for the Wii U we got. So it's like
no-brainer.
That is a no-brainer.
But it was a mistake. I mean, we played some great games, but oh my god! At one point, once we moved to Kansas City. At some point, we had just the PS3 and we started getting a bunch of old PS3 games and we played pretty much every old game, Xbox 360 game we could play.
Yeah.
And we were even getting like PS1 games like Final Fantasy VI and like Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
And we were putting games we could get for cheap, but put in hours and hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, I was playing Xenoverse 1 on a 360 when like the Xbox One had been out and stuff.
But we refused. We had too much, like, what do you call it? Pride? I don't know what you call it. But we could not play Destiny on the PS3. We were not going to do it.
No.
We were not going to do it. We were just like, we'll just watch everyone enjoy how awesome Destiny is. And then someday we end up getting, the label was nice enough to get us an Xbox One. And oh my god, how fun was that? It was couple, how many years ago would you say?
That was 2015.
Okay, so that was insane. And then we got, Destiny is one of the coolest games ever, and Bungie's new thing, and get this, only $13 at the store, but the GameStop guy's not going to tell you that's vanilla Destiny, and you don't actually know anything about what you're doing. And I was just like, oh, cool, we're going to play Destiny. And we're, like, playing vanilla Destiny, not even understanding.
Now, I could tell from how, like, it played. Like, this would be cool, but I can
we
tell.
Loved it.
Yeah,
we're idiots. We loved it. We were ready. We were like, we're playing multiplayer and loving it, man. And that we were playing just regular levels.
I wish I had video of how bad I was getting my ass kicked in those first online. Like,
it's hard to figure out.
Aim.
Yeah, the aiming is tough to get used to, but once you get it, it's actually perfect. Destiny is amazing. We love Destiny 2, and obviously with the Patreon stuff, our plan is to make just awesome Destiny teams. Like, we want to play with people, we want to play with fans, we want to, like, Destiny is free to play, Destiny 2 right now, so we can just kick ass in Crucible. We can learn together. We don't do raids. We've never done raids. Who knows how to do raids? Let's do some raids. Let's teach us, not get mad at us. Let's have a learning thing.
Yeah, maybe with some of those super ones. It's like I don't know if I could ever remember. Like,
but that's how I used to feel about Elder Scrolls and even Final Fantasy. So I feel like once you kind of start it,
the Menagerie.
See, like right there.
Yeah,
see, like
that's
once
awesome.
you master that, I feel like that's like because like I feel like I even remember some Menagerie, but if I
some
went
of
in,
it.
I would not do good.
Oh man, I wonder if that cheat's still there with the chest.
Oh,
That was
it can't
amazing.
be.
That was
That was
amazing.
awesome. I love. See, Destiny's a beautiful game, and I love that Bungie is its own third party.
And that's going to be part of Game Pass.
Another thing about Xbox taking over the game industry, the Xbox, we're calling it. I mean, I called it on another podcast a while ago, but I was saying, Xbox is going to come back hard, and they're going to come back just and destroy everything because like they've got the Netflix of gaming with the subscription. They're making a full on super high frame rate Destiny 2 for Xbox, which you can play all the DLC and everything with just the Game Pass. That's insane.
Yeah, you're gonna get the new Destiny
And it's gonna
DLC,
be, and you know the
old.
Xbox is the strongest one. I mean, you know the PS5 looks legit. I love the way it looks, but it just seems like the Xbox One X or Series X, Xbox Series X, is so strong. Like those loading screens, like, or you know.
Yeah, they said this like Destiny 2 is gonna be like optimized for Series X. I don't know exactly
So it's
what
gonna
that
be like a
means, but
PC
it's gonna
Destiny,
be like a sweet version of it.
Oh, it's gonna be the only version to play as far as I'm concerned.
And that's the thing, it's like $15, and you get the old DLC too. It's like
Come on, no, there's no question. And Obsidian, okay. So here, let me branch off real quick and talk about the console generations and how. Okay, so we got those Xboxes, and then turns out all of our friends and everyone was on PlayStation 4s.
Yeah.
And our Uncle Dan and Dad, they love Xbox. They're Xbox gamers. OG, original Xbox, Xbox Live, Halo, Halo 2, blah, blah, blah. LAN parties, that whole thing. Dad's going to a LAN party. Oh, man, I wish I could go. Oh, it sounds like the most amazing thing in the world. LAN parties. Fuck. Hubs. But yeah, basically, I would say the family split a little bit, like in the South Park episode. Because it's like, because Dad isn't into a lot of those kind of crazy games that we like Valkyria Chronicles and like Final Fantasy and, you know, all that, like MMOs and all that kind of stuff, Persona. So, you know, and then, you know, Spider-Man, all the exclusives, it's just like Xbox really didn't do anything. So, like, you had to go PS4, and it was a weird life going PS4 as the main console.
And that was the thing. It's like, if you don't knock it out of the park on Halo, which Halo 5 had some cool stuff
and we
to
played it a lot.
We played it a lot, but you can't deny the microtransactions in Warzone.
I'll never forget every time I would, like, they'd just be, not just the microtransactions, this is about me pulling out a tank and there being a guy waiting at the respawn, and then he hijacks it right away and then just destroys my tank or takes it away from me. Waiting at the respawn is like, can we fix this? Can this not be what playing Warzone is I use my tank, which I didn't pay for. Like, some people could pay for, like, unlimited tanks. It's not trash to me if you just hijack it right away. But, yeah.
One time I was, like, playing Warzone, and then out of the blue, like, a friendly Banshee just ran over me.
It's
like, why?
It's madness. This is madness.
I wish I knew if I actually did something that made him want to specifically do that.
You're just
to
being
me,
you.
Or he just wanted to run.
No.
That was my favorite moment in Halo 5, I think. Was being like, was that my own? Yeah.
Sweet. That can be done. Insane. So basically, I have such a joy in my heart because we used to all play Halo together. Everyone had Xboxes. We could all play together as a family. Everything just got kind of split off ever since the PS4 thing happened.
They took the split screen off of Halo 5, and then that.
So you know, we haven't played video games with Dan and Dad in so fucking long. And it sucks because we could have been playing Fortnite together as like a full squad, killing it on, like, you know, Twitch or something. So I'm really happy that Xbox is back because I know that Dad and Dan are going to have Xbox and we're going to be back on Xbox and we're going to actually be able to hang out all the time, pretty much gaming wise. Like, because man, that Obsidian game where you're the shrunk kids, I picture us all playing that shit and building these forts and fighting and leveling up our characters and like fighting spiders and just, oh man, just like the way I think it's just like back to hanging out. And then Halo's gonna be there and then we can all play Halo together. I sound really terrible right now, but I just feel really excited about what Xbox is doing. Like, it's gonna bring our family back together even a little bit, as far as being able to talk to each other all the time.
But the main thing, though, about picking that is that if Halo launches with Xbox, you just wouldn't be able to pick PS4. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
Like, there's just like...
But even if it didn't launch with it, man, if you know Halo's coming, and then that Game Pass, and then the fully optimized Destiny 2.
That's true, but man, it's really, like, if there wasn't... Because, yeah, like, Halo's definitely brought me back. Because
we were not kidding. We all have PS4s. I have a PS4. We play PS4 shit. We had to get Spider-Man, God of War, which I would say God of War is awesome, but it's a different thing now. So I wouldn't I got to get a PS5 for God of War. You know, back when God of War 3 style, yes, 100%. I still love God of War 4, but it's just different. So when it comes to PS5, when I think of holy shit, the reasons I need it would be Spider-Man, which is not even a full game. You gotta help me out. What are the other games coming for PS5? Horizon looks cool, but that's not something that I buy a console for.
Final Fantasy VII is only on PS4, I think.
But when that comes out, just get a PS5.
No, that's the thing. It's not gonna be.
It's gonna be forever.
It's like if that was a game that was launching, I'd be like, man, I don't know if I could miss out on 7. But
just for spoilers alone,
there's no way that could ever even be done. I can't blame them for that. But basically, to compete with Halo, it would have to be Final Fantasy VII.
It would. It would have to be that level. Because, okay, so, yeah, PS4s, as soon as yesterday, it was amazing. We were screaming. At least I was screaming. We were watching the Xbox, or the Microsoft thing, the Halo thing. As soon as we saw it, the loading screen, or the game screen with the A button, press play, we were like, holy shit, this is going to be straight gameplay. And as soon as it started, we were like, we're going to go back to Xbox. And, we've been predicting it for a minute that we would go back. And it's just super solid now. It's super strong console. I love the way it looks. The fan makes me... It's a juicy... I love how that fan is... Oh, yeah, it's going to be so, cooling the console down. And, So, yeah, Halo, Obsidian... And we were just pretty much screaming at that new Avowed. Outer Worlds DLC, which is obviously not exclusive, but that fucking Obsidian Elder Scrolls game, what the fuck? And then you're also going to get the new Elder Scrolls on Xbox, which is probably going to be stronger on it. It just seems like, why would you not get an Xbox?
Yeah.
I got a little lost there, but, I'm just... It confuses me when I think about what, because the PS5 looks slick. It looks great, and I like that you're going to be able to customize it, but for whatever price, whatever it's going to be, man, $15 a month, it is what it is, and we're going to get to fucking play Halo teams, Destiny teams, everyone, we're going to be on Final Fantasy 14, we're going to have PS5s.
Yeah, you have to have, if they end up, putting Elder Scrolls on the new consoles, I can't start over on that or even continue my Xbox, but I would have to play those games on PS4.
Hopefully the PS5 runs Elder Scrolls Online enough to have a super smooth, crazy frame rate, because that's all you would really want.
I bet they'll enhance it.
Because I think man, I wouldn't start over, but I would want to be running Elder Scrolls Online so crispy, but it wouldn't be worth doing that again. We were on Elder Scrolls Online 2 consoles.
I would technically be champion 400 something on Xbox, so but that is a lot to have to get the 800 something, but it's within reach.
And on an Xbox Series X, what would you be hating the gameplay? No, you know what I mean? Oh, it's hard.
But a lot of people play that game on multiple platforms anyways, so I mean,
and let's not kid around. Someday we're going to be having PCs too. We've never actually got in on that, but I would love to build a PC and play Destiny or I don't even know. Red Dead Redemption 2 would be a game I'd like to play on a PC. Yeah, pretty sweet. Let's see. When it comes to kind of what we've been doing, I started a garden. everything we've been dealing with in life has got me scared. And not like, I think I have hope that we're going to get through this once we have some people running things that are actually believing that it's an issue that we should be safe and careful. I think that... Oh, man, I totally forgot what I was talking about. Oh, yeah. Yeah, garden. Yeah. Oh, my God. See, that's exactly... But if it happened, that's the fear of the podcast. Is that happens, you're like, oh, no, I'm scared. Looking pathetic, like, oh, they're gonna put me in jail, podcast jail. No,
you just ruined the whole episode.
I just ruined it. Now I had to gardens. Okay. Oh God, I just started getting scared. I started getting really scared for some reason because I started talking about just life. But yeah, basically, I have hope. And I'm just saying, I want the full skills to be able to have a garden and be able to grow my own food and eat my own food and know how to do it. Just because it's like, I just get in my head, paranoid homeschool brain, like, what would I do if I couldn't go to the store? I don't know how to do I don't know about where the sun's at. I don't know, like, food, like, soil nutrients, like, so yeah, we've got, like, a full garden going. I've been going insane. We had, like, 20...
We got
tomato
like
plants at one point.
A consistent amount of tomatoes.
Could be Rune Factory.
Growing off the
We're eating tomatoes and peppers.
Stuff.
We got habanero peppers. We got Tabasco peppers growing. Potatoes, purple potatoes, broccoli, lettuce. Watermelon, cucumber. I'm not gonna just list everything, but like seasonings, basil, blah blah blah. We've got all kinds of food going. Basically, having a good time. Trying to find a lot of new hobbies. Finished the album, so now it's just like, okay, writing new music and just playing video games and like figuring out when we can do streams and whatever we can do with music. And
yeah,
we're really focused on doing a lot of content. We're going to be doing interesting covers. Like, we're just sitting at home, so we might as well be, I don't know, I feel like we can hang out and like play video games and like do shit together and be interactive and do the kind of stuff we've always wanted to do as a band but have had no time to do. So much tour time. And when you get back, cats, chores, it's hard to make a bunch of content. But now, after enough time, you realize we have just been sitting down, like after the album was done, we've just been kind of sitting down playing video games. So it's like, let's fucking do this. We always watch the stuff, like let's add our 2 cents to the mix. Like, stir it in, and because we play a lot of video games and we know a lot about comics. So, speaking of comics... we're done with the Marvel Universe. Movies.
Yeah.
Endgame was cool, but how about treating it like it's the greatest movie in the world when Ant-Man is seen in 2 different spots? One, he's in the van, then you can see him fully as Giant Man fighting right the next scene. That's fucking terrible. Like, I love the movie. I don't love it. I really enjoy the movie because nothing's been like it, but Joss Whedon had that shit way tighter.
Yeah.
Like there was none. Like, maybe there was some, but I didn't notice it.
I just don't... Why have the rights to Spider-Man if you're not going to use him? Even when he's brought back. He's not even in it once he's brought back.
Spider-Man fucking sucks in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
And we like Far From Home, and one of the first podcasts we attempted is actually a full review of that shit fairly soon after seeing it. And we're not putting that shit up. That can be a bonus Patreon episode because that's like so loose and just us like... But it's hilarious. We have different opinions on it now, kind of, and we may talk about it sometime, but Far From Home's okay. We're not going to talk about it too much.
It's like everyone agrees that in Amazing Spider-Man, the parent stuff is awful.
Yep.
So shouldn't everyone agree that Uncle Ben, Tony Stark is awful?
Yeah.
Why is that allowed?
It's fucking awful.
No.
I hate it so much. It's like, Spider-Man, you're always going to be under Iron Man. And also, you're never going to be your own guy.
And you got Tony Stark walking up on him and him backing up.
Oh no! Tony's after me. If he swung at me, it would hit me because my spider sense sucks in this universe.
Yeah.
He'd be smacking me around, slapping me up.
In that universe, they would probably make Tony Stark like own Spider-Man out of armor somehow.
Yeah, no, man, fuck that shit. I like when Iron Man or Tony wants to fight Captain America, and Captain America is just like, put on the suit. Put on the suit. I'm not even gonna acknowledge it unless you put on the suit. I'll smash you. It's like he's not trying to fight. He's like it's so yeah.
It's like, yeah.
That I like that. That dynamic's better than like no, Tony's on top of it all. Like once Robert Downey Jr. is running the show, Iron Man's my favorite character, and it just becomes he's Robert Downey Jr. And after Iron Man 2, honestly, to be fair, kind of after Iron Man 1 was the perfect Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Iron Man 2 is a cool, like, Robert Downey Jr. mix with Jon Favreau involved. Iron Man 3 is total dog shit, trash. And I think that the Avengers handled the character pretty well. And when I first saw it, I thought it was a little over the top. But for the bright comic book movie it is, I think it really works, actually.
Yeah.
But it's just, man, if you watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and if you've watched the whole show like I have, Avengers, both movies are Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's kind of amazing, but that's what those movies are, and it works perfectly. And yeah, I like that about those. And the characters I feel like were handled correctly, because I remember there's some interviews with Joss Whedon talking about how Robert Downey Jr. wanted to have a talk with him and be like, Iron Man's like the main character of this pretty much, and Joss is like, well, that's not what my script says, and that's not what lore says. So I think I'm glad that we have a couple solid movies where Captain America's the leader, because that's how it is.
Yeah.
Marvel. Okay, so for instance, we're fucking huge comic book fans. We write songs. We drop comic references constantly because it's like back in the day when we were younger, we were obviously homeschooled, so we didn't have a whole lot of experience in life at all. So a lot of our stuff was like, I spent a couple of years when I was 13, 14 just straight up watching movies all day, every day. So that's where a lot of my lyric content comes from, and obviously listening to a bunch of Weezer and Nirvana. But basically, I was just kind of living my life that way, and we had comic books and cartoons, and basically we would form stories out of that kind of stuff. And then once we visited Glore in St. Joe, that was one of our first real this is from a real experience kind of songs, and like Paraded obviously, and there's barely an amount of like real songs as far as life experience in Delicious Rock Noise. It's mostly like what Romance Dawn's about One Piece. It's about the Ace execution arc. It's about like Luffy just charging through to save his brother from being executed, and that's what Romance Dawn is. And it doesn't seem like it, but like that's what's so cool about nerd inspiration.
And the song Spiders which is about Hunter x Hunter, was written for Delicious Rock Noise, but it didn't make the cut that time. So that's another anime.
Yeah, Hunter x Hunter. It's called Spiders, and it's about what's his name? Kurapika going out for getting revenge for his scarlet eyes that have been taken from his family. It's just a full revenge song, and yeah, it made No Strange Cats. But yeah, super into all that kind of anime stuff, and pretty much basically that's led to awesome things in our life. Like we've been able to rub shoulders with a few like real deal comic book industry people, which is cool because that's an honor too, through music, being a homeschool band from St. Joe, to be able to meet people. Like I'll tell a really cool story. I did Third Men podcast, and shout out to them for having me. Paul K, who actually works at DC Comics, he had us come down and we did a tour of DC Comics, and it was, man, we got pictures and stuff. It's what a fucking dream come true to be able to walk through. We got to see, I don't know what they call them, I'm blanking, but like animation stills from Batman the Animated Series, framed from episodes, and you're like, the scene, fuck, and then like framed like episodes of like the main episodes, like the Grey Ghost and stuff like that. You see, it's like, this is my fucking childhood. And then we'd be talking, and I believe he's an editor there, and we were talking about Robin, which is our favorite character, and we were like talking shop about Robin, Nightwing, and Tim, and he was telling us about like the differences between Robin, Tim, Nightwing, and who's the other one? Jason Todd, and like what they are. And and as we were having the conversation, I was just like, this is we're not just some nerds in a room like we usually are. We're some nerds at DC Comics headquarters talking about characters that are really important to people like us, and it's people's jobs to write these stories. And I was just like, fuck, that was just a trippy moment. It was amazing. And then statues and like all the DC
the
stuff,
movie costumes and stuff. It's like, that was awesome. It was really cool.
Man of Steel costume, fucking Batman Begins costume,
and they let us pick out like a bunch of like comics and stuff they have, and like
we literally got to just fucking get a box.
But it wasn't like, hey, pick a bunch of these new comics, and like there was a bunch of old stuff and new stuff. It was really
we'll take a picture of some of the collection, because they have like an area where you can, if you're visiting and doing a walkthrough, you can kind of sample some comics. And it was great. And here's basically the same thing happened to us years back with Marvel Comics. Back when Marvel was what was the movie? It was during the Daredevil season 1 days, right?
I want to say it was season somewhere 2. After the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, they're in their prime Marvel. So we were down there, and the vibe was so Hollywood, bro. Like, it was like, oh yeah, we're the kings. And they're just like, it was super fancy, and like, they let us have comics too. And what was funny was, apparently a lot of people who go there don't want comics. They're just like, oh really, you guys want comics? Yes. And then there's like, man, usually like, no one wants comics. And we're just like, oh, are you fucking kidding me? So we took a fucking massive stack of comics, and it was a little bit like Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory, because there's these Iron Man armors like we couldn't take pictures of and shit, and it was just like, okay. And then, but here's the thing, like, it was just cool, but then like you go to DC and you can take pictures of everything, and then like DC, they used to be on top, and I think they're coming back. Like the Joker was way better than anything Marvel's put out in a long time. So, and their vibe was just kind of like chill, like, we know how cool we are. Yeah. We know we've got Batman. That's, no matter what, Batman's cooler than any comic character. Like, as far as I'm concerned, like, Marvel may have more amazing characters, but as far as, in my opinion, Batman's the coolest character ever. And then DC just knows that, and it was just a cool vibe, and you can take pictures. Yeah, we're back with the question segment of our podcast. We're going to be doing this at the end of episodes, in the middle of episodes. We're going to have the whole band for the question segment, at least the ones that, you probably want to answer from everyone from. During this kind of time where live music hasn't been kind of happening a lot, we've talked about how we have a bunch of different hobbies, and yeah, D's got a bunch of different hobbies, and he's basically busy with those, so he's going to be contributing as much as he can whenever it makes sense. If we're just going to be talking about Elder Scrolls, I don't think you want him just sitting there just like, you know what I mean? So he's going to be with us. So yeah. Hi there, my name is Peters. Sorry if I got your name wrong. Hi there, my name is Peters, and I'm a huge fan from the Netherlands. I saw you last year in Rotterdam, and I love you guys. Thank you. So nice. So good in the things you do. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's awesome. And your whole vibe was amazing. I'm really happy that you came to the show. Playing with brothers, do you guys fight a lot over your songs? And because you're brothers, do those fights escalate sometimes? All the best, and keep on rocking the free world. Let's start with D.
No, we don't ever really get into arguments or differences during our songwriting process.
Yeah, you can call them arguments. Like, sometimes, like, we'll have ideas, and then we'll just, like, workshop them. And generally, if someone comes up with one, we all agree that it's the best idea. Like, generally, we work a songwriting process where the best ideas come forward, and we're always working together. So it's just, like, it's just a really easy process. Like, we've talked about the homeschooling. Like, we've got an abnormal... Like, usually brother bands, obviously, are, like, they, like, fight a lot and stuff. And we're homeschooled, and it's a weird situation. So we're super close. We've always slept in the same room, so touring's easy.
Yeah, and we all have generally the same music taste, so it's easy to, like, create songs that we all generally agree with, like ideas that we generally agree with. So, yeah.
Yeah, we're always interested in what we've got going on in our heads as far as melodies and stuff, and things have been evolving like crazy. This new album we did, it's self-produced, so all the years of music that we've had and working with producers is going to be going into this fucking rock record, and we're really proud of it. And no arguments. It's always smooth. Pretty sure it's going to stay that way. The homeschooling really made us super close. Thank you for your question. That was awesome. Really appreciate it. Anyone else has any questions? Email nscpodcast@gmail.com. We're answering shit. William Bullard from Alabama, the Alabama Crab Dangle. Who's your favorite bass player of all time, and why is it Matt Freeman? Okay, my favorite bass player of all time. It's kind of tough. It's between Paul McCartney and John Entwistle. Part of it's because of what they did to change how bass is played, and that's for John Entwistle. But Paul McCartney, for me, it's like the playing and singing at the same time, showing that a bass player can do that. And that's obviously like Geddy Lee and Rush, but showing that that's a thing is really inspiring. And those are my two. I don't know. You guys should answer the question too.
Yeah, man. Paul McCartney. I was hoping I'd get to answer it too.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Paul McCartney as well. Man, I don't know. Actually, I like Flea. Flea's awesome. He's incredible.
Norwood Fisher.
Oh yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane. That's a favorite. He's a favorite. Fishbone's a favorite.
I would say I think Scott Schreiner would be in my top 5.
Scott Schreiner of Weezer. Oh yeah.
Especially that stuff on Droids.
Those tones and then the bass lines. The bass lines really got insane once he joined the band. We got super cool. Sweet. So yeah, this has been NSC Podcast. Thanks for hanging out. We're Radkey and rock and roll.
Yeah, and follow us on Patreon if you want extra stuff from us.
Yeah, we're doing all kinds of videos. Dee's going to be teaching how to play Radkey songs. We're going to be recruiting officers to our Elder Scrolls Online clan. We're going to be doing Destiny stuff. We're going to be just doing a bunch of video game things. It's going to rock. Thanks for listening. Rock and roll. Yeah.